Yo, what is going on, guys? Just wanted to come on here to give my trade recap. It is 3 a.m. Um, 3 a.m. Got off work at 12:15. Got home around 1. Uh, what else? I ate, sat down and ate for a little bit. It was a lot of food, so it took me a kind of a while to get it all down for dinner. And had a shower, and then I took some. Oh, and then I managed to find two trades, both different sessions. Um, One was a break even and one was a loss. And I'll kind of jump into that. Um, I'll kind of jump into the recap on why or what I'm kind of looking for in terms of in terms of the trade idea and where I'm kind of looking for price to go. Um, so jumping into the losing trade, we had our external factors on the 15 minute, which in this case was the fact that hourly has broken um, the structure to the upside, which reflects on the 5 minute. So as you guys can, oh, not on the 5 minute, the 15 minute, which I'll go into here. 15 minute external break. Um, we then put in a major high up here. Pretty much is looking for price to make a retracement from this area here. Um, yeah, pretty much is looking for price to put in a um, put in a low which we could look to take a trade from after putting in that low, that kind of low time frame low, um, which we ended up getting as we started to get a fill of these 15 minute areas here. Um, One thing I should have accounted for was the fact that the internal on the 1 hour switch bearish. We also had a 1 hour fair value gap, which was here. Uh, I mean, 4 hour time frame wise, yeah, we do have um, a break here, but again, ideally, um, I do think that price is going to end up filling in this area just a little bit more, taking out these lows, maybe, before continuing to um, make its way back up again. But again, I think um, what I can start doing is implementing the um, same kind of entry model, but um, instead of the external 15 minutes, which we could look for swings, which reflect the 1 hour, right? Because as you guys can see, our 15-minute breaks reflect the 1 hour. We can also look to see whether we form an entry model within our 1 hour um, internal POIs, because ideally it is still a hourly POI, um, we which we can look to take a trade from. So instead of just doing our 15-minute external breaks, we can literally just do our hourly internals, which then reflect the 15 minute, which then reflects the 5 minute, and kind of the same thing on the 4 hour, um, to see where we can go. So we're still within a structured zone, right? We have our entry model formed. That's why I kind of drew out this fair value gap here to kind of mark out what I'm talking about. So as you guys can see, we have this hourly, though we are bullish, the hourly is internally bearish. So if we go into the 5 minute, as you guys can see, we don't get any major sweeps. We do get a sweep here. but no market structure shift until we get to this level here. So we do end up holding these highs. We do get a clean sweep. Price is kind of doing its thing where it's considering whether we hold this high or not. So as you guys can see, we get a closure eventually above these highs, but we still had these highs that swept those highs. But again, that's kind of not where, that's not the point I'm trying to make. Okay, the point I'm trying to make is the fact that we do get a clean sweep. We do get a clean sweep here. We do get our entry model formed here. We do get our retracement here, which price taps in nicely. We get a nice fill, and price just chops towards down. So ideally, we're still following the bearish. Well, at the time, it is bearish kind of intent, bearish kind of order flow at the time. Instead of trying to catch these reversals all the time, even though reversals give us better RR, we're still able to kind of catch that the hourly kind of confluences even when the hourly just turned bearish internally. So that's probably what I'm gonna look at for tomorrow's session, is kind of catching something within the order flow range rather than looking for a reversal. So that way we're still within that A plus setup. We're just finding it within the hourly and 15-minute and 4 hourly POIs that we do get along the way, rather than waiting for a retracement like this, where we have to kind of play off the reversal, which again gives us better RR, but is also kind of quite risky because we don't know if the bearish move all the way down to these hourly POIs actually have that intent of respecting to continue up higher, right? Same thing for when price taps a bearish POI. We don't know if that bullish move up towards the bearish POI, doesn't stay bullish, right? We might end up just getting a sweep within, and let's just say this was within a hourly bearish zone, um, and then we get a sweep. We get a sweep with these internal lows, in which price continues to go up higher. So again, it's one of those things where we have to trial and error, and I'm glad that I'm doing it here with you guys. But I just thought it would be a thought process as we've kind of figured down our entry model, right? Our entry model is a clean sweep with a market structure shift, a retracement into a order block, and then sending it from there. So like our entry model's there. Now we just have to time it with our hourly POIs and picking the right POIs to take trades from. So we know that our external factors, like we know that high probability, we're gonna react from this 1 hour order block, right? But looking instead of waiting for price to come all the way down here, we can see that we've also flipped bearish on the 1 hour internally, right? We flipped bearish, and now price has made a bearish kind of um, order flow for the time being. 1 hour fair value gap, entry model, which is the clean sweep, market structure shift, retracement, and then enter. So it's kind of like a thing where the entry models form all the time. We just need to time it with the right PRIs to kind of make sense of all that. So that's kind of where we're heading. It's kind of my thought process at the moment. And if I see no progress with that, we're gonna go back to the same thing. But I just thought it'd be an idea that I can throw out there to see what I'm noticing throughout my winning and my losing trades is that um, we hold really well at these external factors, um, but we can also take advantage of the fact that price might not always will respect that that kind of area or those external factors until we have um, kind of confirmation, right? So I guess that kind of leads us on to our second trade, which I will get into now. So this was a break even trade. Just let it up for you guys. Okay. Oh shit! All our stuff is still from the other session. Oh well. Um, so on the hourly, we've actually flipped bearish internally, but on the external factor wise, we've actually flipped bullish. So we are bullish overall, but on the internal structure, we are currently bearish, right? Because our last break internally would have been here, right? I'll just draw this out. We have a hourly fair value gap here. Let's see if we can find our entry model somewhere. I'd even look into this. So any clean sweeps? Nothing so far. Nothing so far. Nothing so far. This right here would be our clean sweep. And this, let's just play price out a little bit. So we end up sweeping that zone. We don't get a microstructure shift. And price is just fucking going all over the place. But if we did get a closure down here, we can look to see that hey, we swept these lows, right? We put in this order block here, and we can look to take a retracement even lower. So again, it's something that I'll look into. I will still be trading the way I am trading, um, but it's something that I'm gonna be looking into going forward. Um, as sometimes that though we have those hourly POIs, we are still respecting overall the high time frame um, trend. So it's something that to it's something to kind of look forward towards. Yeah, I mean, if we play price out, price might end up respecting our 15-minute external, which it probably will. We've I think over the past 2 weeks we've actually had um good kind of um good good kind of results with the way that we're trading. So, going forward, it'll be something that I'm going to be looking into, but it won't change completely the way I trade. So we'll still be trading the same, still be waiting for the setups. But yeah, it's something that I'm gonna be looking forward to doing and kind of just experimenting with that a little bit more. But again, I'm liking our structured approach on where we are taking trades, um, because it just stops us from being reckless and taking everything we see. That way, we still stay with the A+ setups. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a point going forward. Nothing to kind of um, nothing to kind of how do I call it? Like nothing to kind of like nothing will be changing. It will just be something that I'm looking at going forward. So, yeah, I mean, we're having good success with our entry models and the way that we're trading at the moment. So we're going to stick with that because we're gathering data on our strategy. We can't win every single day, which is fine, and that's something we have to accept. But I do want to say that we are making progress to um, finding our strategy that works for us and what makes sense to us and what is actually profitable within the markets. And we're actually on the goal towards that, and we're making progress by gathering all this data. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have an amazing night. I want to get some amazing sleep. Another day's work tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless you guys. You guys take care, and peace.